Okay, hello students. Hi. Okay, hope all are doing great. And yes, again a long break. Okay, so without any further ado, for the next topic for this session would be for your direction sense or your direction test or whatever it is. So now in your examination, you will be having one or two questions based on directions. Let it be on anything like you're traveling in a specific direction, north, west, south, east, and how many kilometers have you covered, or like in which exact angle are you there, or it might be based on something like the sunrise or sunset, where your shadow falls on right or left of you, or the person facing you, which side is the shadow falling for them. So these types of questions may come, and it is pretty much easy topic once if you understand the concept. So now I will try to brief you about the concept and make you understand it as quickly as possible, so that you will be able to solve any type of questions which is coming from direction test or direction sense. Okay. So now without any further ado, let's get into the topic. First things, so we have four main directions: north, east, west, and south. Okay, so generally whatever direction we face, we assume it to be north. Okay, and right now if you're sitting in front of the computer or your laptop or your mobile phone, whatever it is, whatever direction you are facing, it is assumed to be north. Okay, the right side of you is assumed to be east, left is going to be west, and the bottom side is going to be the south. Fine. So as simple as that is, it is the assumption what we are going to start using. Now the next important thing, okay sir, what if they are asking something like intermediate directions? Okay, in that case also the intermediate directions over here, in between north and east I call it as northeast, in between north and west I call it as northwest, this is called as southwest, this is called as southeast, right? Four different directions, these are called as cardinal directions. The first one are called the four main directions, these four are called as the cardinal directions. Now the next question is, sir, at some times they mention all the four people in the row are facing east, all the four people are facing north, then what I should assume, sir? Yes, if they are facing east, if they are facing east or if they are facing north, both are one and the same, both are one and the same. Okay, just go with the same denotions whatever you have it, and you can start solving the question. North and east both are same, south and west both are same. Okay, what do I mean by it? For example, if I am facing north, right now, I'm facing you people and I'm sitting over here. So which is right for me, which is left for me? In case if I was facing south, I'm just turning around, and in that case which becomes my right? This becomes my right, this becomes my left. You can make down the differentiation over here, a small change only. But whenever you are dealing with directions, put yourself in that position and identify which is going to be a right and left. Do not stick with these dimensions, then think what is right, then what is left. Just keep yourself in that position and start identifying which is right and which is left. Easiest way to start solving the questions. Even in your seating arrangements, whenever you do circular arrangements, this is handy. Imagine yourself in that position, which is your right and which is left. What is the reason and all those things we will be looking into it when we do the circular arrangement class. Okay, don't worry. In a sequence, I'll be releasing all the videos one by one, so you won't be missing out anything. I have recorded everything right now. Okay, fine, great. So the first four is called as the main direction. The next four is called as the cardinal directions. Okay, sir. Now you were telling something about these kind of sunrise, sunset. What is that all about? Okay. Imagine that these are the four directions what we have, and there is a sunrise. Obviously, sun rises in the east. My drawing might not be wonderful, Okay, just stay with this. There is sunrise. Obviously, the sunrise means the sunrise is going to fall, right? And imagine there is a person standing here. Person standing here. If the person is standing here, obviously his shadow will be falling on which side? The shadow will be falling over here on the left hand side, on his left hand side. Shadow will be falling on his left hand side, or the west, or the west. When does it fall on his left hand side or on the west? If the person is facing north. If the person is facing north, then it is falling on the left hand side. What if the person is facing south? Yes, you got it right. If the person is facing south during sunrise, his shadow is going to again fall on the west side, but for this person who is facing south, it is going to be his right. So whenever a person is facing north and it is sunrise, his shadow is going to fall on his left. If the same person is facing south, his shadow is going to fall on the right side. Fine, makes sense. The similar way, if it was sunset, then what happens? Easy. Sunset, the sun is going to be over here. Imagine the person is standing here. Obviously his shadow is going to fall on the right hand side if he is facing north. If he is facing north, his shadow is going to fall on his right hand side or east side. If the person was facing south, then his shadow is going to fall on his left hand side. This left hand side, as simple as this. So now, sir, what is the reason we are learning this now? Now there will be questions where I am telling two people are facing each other and they are speaking during sunset. Okay, during sunset. One of the person, Harsha, his shadow is falling on his right side. He is speaking to his friend Sumit. Sumit is facing which direction? Now this is the question. So now what is the logic behind this? Harsha, he and Sumit are speaking to each other. If Harsha's shadow is falling on his right, it means Harsha is facing north. If Harsha is facing north, obviously the person opposite to him is facing south and his shadow will be falling on its left. That's it. As simple as that. So this is the very basic concept of your shadows. Keeping this also, you will be having problems. The third type of question might be like this, okay, where I am telling a person is moving 5 kilometers north, okay, 5 kilometers north, and then turning right for 4 kilometers. Then again he is turning right for 135 degrees. Now what happens? He is going to turn right. So this is the point. He is going to turn right, but he is going to turn 135 degrees. 135 degrees, it might be something like this. Now I am asking, in which direction is the person facing? Obviously the person is facing in the southwest direction. Very basic concept. Southwest direction is going downwards in an angular manner. So he is in the southwest direction. Easy. Now when I teach this concept, this one is very important. Imagine that this is the quadrant. Okay. This is north, this is east. This is east. If a person, if a person is somewhere over here, the direction he is facing is going to be northeast. Even if he is very close to this line, slightly away, still is called as the northeast. Unless he is on the same straight line, he is on east. Else, even of 1.1 degree deviation from the east or from the north, it is going to be called as northeast. The same logic holds good for northwest, southwest, southeast. There is no change in that. There is no change in that. So hope this basic concept is clear for you. Right? Now, if this basic concept is clear for you, the next thing what we need to see is going to be your angle, how you are going to derive it. Angle, how you are going to derive it, and the shortest distance, or which direction is he facing, and all these things. Okay. Now, the first step. Shiva starting from his house goes 5 kilometers in east. Okay, 5 kilometers in east. Then he turns to his left and goes 4 kilometers. Wonderful. Finally, he turns left and goes back 5 kilometers. Now, how far is he from his house and in what direction? So, this was his house. How far is he from his house? He is 4 kilometers north. 4 kilometers north away from his house. This is the very basic question. Very basic question. Okay. Now, the next type. Suresh, starting from his house, goes 4 kilometers in the east. Wonderful. Then he turns right and goes 3 kilometers. Great. What is the minimum distance will be covered by him to come back to his house? Whenever they ask minimum distance, it is nothing but a shortest distance. Shortest distance. Shortest distance is going to be from here to here. So when you see this, obviously you will start remembering your school days. Sir, Pythagoras theorem. Yes, wonderful Pythagoras theorem. So since this is a 90 degrees, so 4 square plus 3 square is nothing but 16 plus 9, that is 25. 25 root is nothing but 5. So this is the shortest distance between the point, his house, and the end point is 5 kilometers. Wonderful. So this is the type number 2. Right? Type number 3. Again, one morning after sunrise, Juhi went to school, met Lally, and at Boring Road crossing. Okay. Lally's shadow was exactly to the right of Juhi. Lally's shadow was exactly to the right of Juhi. If they were face to face, which direction was Juhi facing? Which direction was Juhi facing? Now go step by step. One morning after sunrise means early morning, sunrise time. Okay. Juhi was going to school, met Lally at Boring Road crossing. Lally's shadow was exactly to the right of Juhi. Okay. Lally's shadow was exactly to the right of Juhi. It was sunrise. Sunrise. Obviously, sunrise means the shadow will fall on the left hand side when I am facing north. But what are they telling? Now, Lally's shadow was exactly to the right of Juhi. So now we know the shadow should be falling over here. If this is right of Juhi, then which direction was Juhi facing? If Juhi was facing north, right should be this side, and left should be this side. But for right of Juhi is nothing but she is facing south. And her right becomes Lally's shadow. So Lally was facing north and Juhi was facing south. Obviously. Or you can also take this as So in the morning the shadow falls on the west. Yes. Now Lali's shadow falls to the right of Ju. Hence Ju is facing south. Simple logic. What have you learned there? You're implementing here. Solve. Type number 3. Type number 4. Hema, starting from her house, walked 5 kilometers to reach the crossing of palace. In which direction was she going? A road opposite to the direction goes to hospital. The road to the right goes to station. If the road which goes to station is just opposite to the road which IT park, then in which direction to Hema is the road which goes to IT park? Let us go slow. Hema, starting from her house, walked 5 kilometers to reach the crossing of the palace. Okay. In which direction she was going? A road opposite to this direction goes to the hospital. If she was going in the east, opposite to that road is going to hospital. Okay, wonderful. The road to the right goes to the station. The road to the right. From where? From Hema's right, the road goes to station. Wonderful. If the road which goes to station is just opposite to the road which goes to IT park. Okay. Opposite to IT park. Then in which direction to Hema is the road which goes to the IT park? Obviously, Hema's left hand side is going to be IT park. That's all. IT park is left to Hema. As simple as this. Now these are some different questions. Now there will be question like this also, where I am telling a person was traveling in a car. Okay. The signboard which was supposed to show north, due to heavy wind, has changed its directions. And it has started showing south or west, whatever it is. And the question will be like this. Now wrongly the person has taken the north road and is traveling. Now in which direction and how many kilometers has he traveled from the starting point? Understand the question. It is normally facing north, but due to heavy wind it has started facing west. So what is happening? Normally it faces north, west, east and south. Normally it faces north, but due to heavy wind, what has happened? This is facing west now. If this is facing west, what is happening? The west has shifted over here. Obviously the north will be shifted to here. If north is shifted here, the east will be shifted here. Now what are they telling? Wrongly, he has started traveling in the north direction for 5 kilometers. Something to keep it, 5 kilometers. Now from the starting point, how many kilometers and in which direction is he? He is actually traveling in east, something around 5, 6, whatever kilometers. That we will calculate. But the actual direction in which he is traveling now is east. Right? Because the entire board has shifted its position and it has started showing something. This is also a type of question. The next type of question will be like this. Our hand of a clock and her hand of a clock is showing 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. And it is facing south. At 9 o'clock at 9:15, the minute hand is facing which direction? The minute hand is going to face east. That's it. If I had asked at 9:15, her hand is facing which direction? Then her hand will be in between west and north. It will be somewhere in northwest. Right? So these are some different questions which will come to you. Now let me solve one or two questions for the first thing. Then you can start solving some sample questions from whichever sources you get it. Okay, but if you practice these concepts and if you practice some 50 to 60 different problems from this, more than sufficient, you can write your exam. Because the questions, you need to understand the logic behind it and start answering it quickly. There are chances of making errors, very high probability, but be very careful while answering this. Okay, first question. One morning Uday and Vishal were talking to each other face to face at a crossing. If Vishal's shadow was exactly to the left of Uday, which direction was Uday facing? Okay, now Uday and Vishal. Okay, it is morning. Morning means the shadow is going to fall on the left or in the west. Okay, Vishal's shadow was exactly to the left of Uday. Left of Uday was Vishal's shadow. Vishal's shadow was exactly to the left of Uday. Now left of Uday, again Uday is left, Vishal's shadow is falling. So which direction is Uday facing? North. Uday is facing north. Vishal's shadow is falling on the left of Uday. Means obviously Uday is facing north only. If Vishal's shadow was falling right of Uday, then it means Uday is facing south. That is the meaning. Right? Very simple question. Common sense. That's all. Right? Next. Now this one you can just give a try. The next two questions, whatever it is available here, you can just give a try. Y is in the east of X, which is in the north of Z. If P is in the south of Z, then in which direction Y is P? Slowly start drawing it, then answer the question. Do not just jump into conclusions. Okay? If southeast becomes north, carefully, even the cardinal directions are coming into picture. Southeast becomes north, northeast becomes west, and so on. What will west become? Now, when I tell southeast becomes north, what is it? So here, southeast is becoming north, right? This is the meaning. Then what are they telling? Northeast becomes west. Northeast becomes west. If this is north, obviously the opposite side is south. If this is south, this is north, this is going to be, this is west, this is going to be east. If these are east, between west and north, this is going to be northwest. This is going to be southeast. This is going to be southeast. Now what is the question asked? What will west become? What will west become? West will become southeast. I'm not wrong. Southeast. West will become southeast. That's all. As simple as that. Now this is the question which you need to answer. Second question is your homework. You can just go back and check it out. This is going to be southeast and this is going to be. See, you can start gaining marks easily out of this topic, but carefully you should do. Even one small error, entire context changes. South becomes north, north becomes south. Easy to earn marks, easy to lose marks. Choice is yours. Okay, so hope this session was informative and useful for you people. In case if you liked it, please do like, share and subscribe, so in order to watch many more videos like this. Okay, and also share it to your friends or those who are in need of it. So whoever is preparing for an entrance exam, it might be the bridging stone in order to get started. Still there are a lot of things in it. To get started, it is the perfect way to start. Okay, so this will help you out in most of the questions. Okay, take care, bye bye, see you. If you like the video, please do like it. It helps me to do a lot more. Thank you very much.